A quarantine-free land travel between Singapore and Malaysia will start on Monday. It's the same day that a vaccinated travel lane by air is due to start. The new land VTL will let about 3,000 fully vaccinated people cross the Causeway daily. The number will be reviewed each week and may be increased. Geraldine Yap reports.
It's the busiest land crossing in the world before the pandemic, with more than 300,000 travellers every day. The causeway is now mostly empty, save for delivery vehicles. That's about to change with a new land-vaccinated travel lane between Singapore and Malaysia. Now, for a start, only about 3,000 travellers will be allowed to cross the causeway each day. The VTL is solely for citizens, permanent residents and long-term pass holders of both countries. That's to give priority to workers who haven't been able to visit their family since the border was closed in March last year. Travellers must get a pre-departure swab within 2 days before departure, as well as one on arrival in Johor. They will have to take designated buses and cannot drive or walk across like before. Each side will provide 32 bus services, taking up to 45 passengers each time. These will travel between JB's Larkin Central and Singapore's Woodlands Temporary Bus Interchange and Queen Street Terminal. Online ticket sales start from Thursday morning.
Buses is easier to manage, the capacity is more manageable, and there's a booking system for the buses, and therefore we can actually decide how many people will be allowed to come across. The next step is probably looking at the possibility of allowing the train between Singapore and Malaysia to also tap on this VTL land. I think it will take some time before we are able to allow private vehicles to travel across, and they will also, if we were to do that, there will also be some form of a booking system or registration system, so we know how many people are going across every day.
But he says it will take some time for travel to go back to pre-pandemic levels. This will depend on the public health situation.
We will review every week and to see whether there is a scope for us to increase the capacity on a weekly basis. If both countries remain stable, then there will be more scope for us to progressively open the travel lane for more people to travel, and also to include non-citizen, non-PR and non-long-term pass holders, so that more people from different profile can also travel.
Authorities are also looking to expand the VTL and include the Tuas second link.
Malaysians in Singapore say that the land VTL offers a chance to finally return home to meet loved ones after nearly 2 years. But as Deborah Wong finds out, challenges like expired passports and costly PCR tests could stand in the way.
For some people in Singapore, being vaccinated could mean a step closer to a long-awaited reunion across the causeway. Last July, when we spoke to Malaysian Han Xueling, this was only a pipe dream.
I think it was quite sad, because it's so near but yet so far. Like, we didn't know when exactly we can go back without a lot of disruption to our work and stuff.
Then, the news of the quarantine-free land travel broke.
I must say, when you contacted me beforehand, it's really very overwhelming, because I haven't been home since March last year, right? So, I'm very, very excited actually.
Xueling is one of thousands who used to ply the causeway daily before the borders closed. Still, it may be some time before she can book tickets.
Some of us, our passport already expired this year. In Singapore, so we have extended. Some of us have successfully extended. I think some of us are still waiting for our passport to be our renewals to be approved, and also at the same time, some of us got the extension stamp from the embassy as well. So there's a few various, I would say, questions about whether the extended passport can be used to travel in and out.
For others, there's the issue of travel costs.
PCR on this end and the PCR on that end is still going to be a cost that they will have to bear. So, you're looking at $100 here and 100 ringgit or something like that. However, obviously, the reduced need for quarantine is obviously a boon. Some who are unvaccinated and would still be caught in the quagmire of quarantine and, all these other costs. But, I guess we have to take a first step somehow.
But for families like Xue Ling's, there's finally light at the end of the tunnel.
我感觉很兴奋哦，很 excited 了，因为雪玲要回来了嘛，因为2年没有看到她，可是晚上有了 video call， 什么都她有打来了。
If the weekly VTL capacity is expanded, that yearly mother-daughter trip to Singapore's Gardens by the Bay could soon be a reality.